This week on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus, it is the ultimate axe slinger showdown between Zakk Wylde and Slash. Who is going to take home the championship? Stick around. You're listening to the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus, changing rock history one podcast at a time. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. My name is Lou Lombardi, a.k.a. Loudini. And we have a great show for you guys tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of people weighed in on our post this week on social media. It is Slash versus Zakk Wylde. Who do you think is the ultimate hard rock slash metal guitar player, and why? So we're going to talk about the whole thing. We're going to talk a little bit about their histories. We're going to have a good time tonight. Keith the Hawk Hawkins has rejoined us. Keith, what's going on, big guy?
How's it going, world? What's up out there? I'm back from my tour of Western Louisiana or just New Orleans, either one.
All right. And
so I'm back.
He's
I'm
back.
And I'm going to talk about two axe masters, I guess we'll say. I said axe, not ass.
And then we have Lily V6 over here with us. Lily, how you doing tonight?
Good, as always.
Good as always?
As always.
As always.
Ass always. I did not say axe.
You did not say axe. You said ass.
Yes.
Axe and ass. All right, it's going to be all axe and ass tonight on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. Our website is loudinirockandrollcircus.com. Check back often for more great podcasts like this one, plus tons of artist interviews and specials and cool stuff there. We have a YouTube channel as well, so there's links to all that at loudinirockandrollcircus.com. If you would like to be part of a very cool community of insiders, people that are really passionate about great guitar-driven rock, then join me in our Inner Circle group at loulombardimusic.com/Inner Circle. That is loulombardimusic.com/Inner Circle. And there's a lot of cool stuff going on there, exclusive music, exclusive downloads, exclusive video. You get to hang out with some cool people and we interact and chit-chat. It's a lot of fun. loulombardimusic.com/Inner Circle. Okay, so tonight's topic is going to be Slash versus Zakk, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But before we do that, let's kind of just go around the room and just kind of talk a little bit about what we've been doing. Keith, we haven't heard from you in a while. So what has been going on in your world? What's new and exciting with you, buddy?
I am playing a lot of gigs, usually 3 times a week it could be. Plus I got to learn songs for my worship band in church, so I got a lot on my plate. I'm gonna go in the studio with the original band Black Laurel in January, so that should be cool. So I got a lot on my plate, and it's just starting to come together a little bit down here. It's slow at times because it's the South. That's like molasses running, but it's picking up a little bit, and now it's starting to be like I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So, but there's always room for more, so I'm still grinding, looking for more stuff here.
Is Black Laurel's an original band?
Yeah.
Is this their first record, or what are they doing?
It's going to be their second record. They had an EP about a year or so ago, about a year and a half. I'm not on, obviously, but this one here should be pretty fun, and there's some, I would say it's probably going to be a full-length recording, so hopefully it's going to come out good, and I think we're going to hit that about January, middle of January maybe, and got to make some things happen with that after, because being an original band, like anybody in an original band, it's not the easiest way to, do things, so
right.
It's fun, but making your own, like, you get somewhere, but at the same time, you got to really what's
the website? Where can people find them online?
Let's go to Reverb Nation and look up Black Laurel, New Orleans, and then you should be right linked right to it. So
So Lily, what's going on with you? How was your week? What happened with you this week?
Saturday, I did the Black and Gold Rock and Roll Riot with Chip and the Charge Ups.
Chip and the Charge Ups.
I emceed for them. Jay Michaels, who did acoustic stuff, and then Lovesick, who opened for Chip. It was fun. I knocked over Mike's stand. Wasn't even drunk.
Wow.
It was a good time. Did a little bow. So that was all about Pittsburgh music. That was a pretty cool show. And then yesterday, I went to the Hard Rock Cafe to cover Super Bob. Do you know who they are?
Yes, we've actually played Super Bob on the show.
Yes. I like them live, but the band I liked better was City of the Week, who opened up for them, and I think they said they were from Boston.
Wow.
They were pretty chick in the front of the band. She was awesome. She's jumping all around.
Chick, because that's politically correct. Go ahead.
Really. They were fun though, and yeah, that's all I've done so far. I had a pretty relaxing weekend. I didn't really do much.
I tried to go see Bohemian Rhapsody on Saturday night. It was sold the fuck out.
Right?
Serious.
It was sold out.
Yeah, that don't surprise me. It's a kick-ass.
That Cinemark is really awesome. They have big lounge chairs that you sit in and they recline, and there's a lot of room. There's nobody like right in front of you. And so we really wanted to go there because we kind of got hooked on that place. It's
comfy.
It's very comfy. And so like we timed it. We went up there and everything, and it was fucking sold out. And so I still haven't seen it.
You'll get to it.
So, and that's unusual because usually, guys, I mean, right? Isn't when movies, by the time they're in their second week, it's already starting to die off a little bit.
Oh, I think people are going for their second time seeing it and their third time seeing it because that's how much people are loving this movie right now. So.
Yeah. So I really want to see it. So maybe we'll sneak out tomorrow night or do like a weeknight thing because
probably for the best.
Yeah, because we just can't seem to get to it. On the weekends, it was just, like I said, it was sold the fuck out. It's unbelievable. We're going to go ahead. We're going to be talking about Slash and Zakk Wylde here in a few minutes. But before we do that, let's rock out. I got two new things, two brand new stuff that we've never played here on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. But I think we're going to open the show with Despyre. Despyre, they just reached out to me. They become fans of Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus, and they sent me their stuff, and I checked it out. This is a cool track called Blue Sky from the EP Irritation?
Yeah.
Despyre on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. Despyre, everybody. That's pretty cool, man. What did you think about that, Keith Stir?
To me, to be honest with you, I didn't really hear it that good. It was kind of in and out.
Was coming in and out for you?
Yeah, but it sounded cool. I mean, it sounded like a good straight ahead, and I like that. Like I said, when I love heavy riffs like that, and I like vocals, I can understand what's going on. If it starts to get into the whole death metal genre, nothing against death metal bands or anything. I mean, I respect that you can play that fast and things like that, but I like to hear songs too, so that sounded good to me. Like I said, it was in and out, but it sounded pretty solid. And I was
yeah. When you're listening over Zoom like that, dude, the music isn't going to come out good. That's a key. Okay. First of all, guys, welcome back, Loudini, Hard Rock and Metal Circus. That was the band Despyre, and you can go to Despyre.com. That is Despyre. Very awesome band, and thank the guys for sending us their music. Those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, if you put your headphones on, you're getting the thing in full-blown stereo now. If somebody already complimented us on the fact that our T-shirts are showing the right way, you can read my T-shirt says, "Now go home and get your fucking shine box," and everybody can actually read it. Keith bought me this shirt, a few months ago. So, but Keith is joining us via Zoom. How we're doing is we're sharing our Zoom screen with you guys, and that's how we're able to see Keith really well. We don't have all the bugs worked out yet. I'd like to put Keith's thing on a separate channel so we could EQ him better and everything like that. But Keith, when you listen to music because you're listening to it and watching via Zoom, the music will not. It's the way that it sounded when we tried to do it before with Facebook. You would get that real kind of garbled audio. Yeah, and it just
hear it, but it wasn't crystal clear. I don't want to make like a bad, judgment on it because it sounded good, but I wasn't really getting the 100% of it. So
the production on that sucked. So okay, let's go ahead.
Is that a Pittsburgh band?
Are they?
They are not a Pittsburgh band.
Where are they from?
New York, I think.
New York.
I'm sorry, Rob. I don't remember. I'm New York, right? Because I know you're watching right now.
So Despyre, everybody. Great band. Check them out. You can go to Despyre.com. Okay, so let's get into tonight's topic, which is Slash and Zakk Wylde. If you don't, if you're not in the know.
If you don't know when you say Zakk, who that is, just go home.
You're excused.
Just turn off Facebook.
We have no use for you.
No.
Unsubscribe now. Okay, so Keith, what do you got? What are you thinking about in terms of Zakk and Slash? You got any thoughts, any ideas, anything you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Are you all right?
Yeah. To be honest, to me, I'm not a guitar player. First and foremost, let's get that out of the way.
Me either.
I like riffs. I like memorable riffs. I like guitar players that play for the song. I like to hear songs. I don't like to hear you musically masturbate for 5 minutes. That's just not my thing. But at the same time, both of these guys in the rock genre are legends. I mean, but at the end of the day, I really have a hard time picking one over the other. It's just, to me, it's just about what's the more memorable, moments they created, for their fans. So that's, to me, is a big deal. I'm not into the whole who can shred better. I can care less, man. So it's basically, to me, I want to hear a song, and they both are responsible for a lot of good riff stuff. I mean, that's something I can't take away from them. So I guess if you break it down, who's if we're going to say who's better than who's more sober at the time would probably be. Helpful thing. I mean, I worked with somebody that worked with Zakk Wylde back in the day, and he said that Zakk is probably what you would consider maybe a functioning alcoholic. I don't know if he's still like that, but the guy can put it away. He likes to party, and like I said, I've seen stuff with Slash probably within the last few years. He looked like he was sober and was doing well, and I think that being sober could can help you make you a better player because you're actually focusing on what you're doing instead of just a sloppy mess the whole entire time. So like I said, it's hard to pick one or the other, but like I said, I want to hear some great riffs, some great songs, and let's see what everybody else has to say about it. But that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I can, like, as technical ability, I mean, neither one of them are Jeff Beck, so I could give a shit. So it's just basically because he's my freaking guitar god. So like I said, I mean, there's things they've both done that are very memorable. I mean, everybody remembers for whatever reason, the solo to Sweet Child of Mine always is one of the things that people kind of, get into. I like the riffing slide back and forth through a heavy part of No More Tears that Zakk did when he was, coming on the scene with Ozzy. So those are 2 things that stick out to me, one for each side. So, I mean, those are a couple of my get the ball rolling on it. But other than that, I mean, I really, like I said, I'll make my mind up by the end of the show. But right now, I don't have anything else to share.
What do you want to talk about in terms of Zakk and Slash?
I too am not decided, although I'm leaning one way more than the other.
Okay.
I am also not a guitar player, so I don't know any of that technical stuff. I know what I like to hear.
That's important to know what you like as as a music fan.
Yeah, I know what sounds I like better now. So I kind of did a little research on both musicians, and I went back as far as so I thought it was kind of neat that Slash's mom did costume design for David Bowie, and also his father did album cover art. So I'm thinking maybe that's how Slash got his in. So I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. And then on the other side, Zakk didn't even care about guitar for the longest time. He played when he was 8 years old, but he didn't even care about it until high school. So I'm looking into things like that. Also, their catalog. Zakk has obviously done a lot more. He had 14 albums with Black Label Society, 8 with Ozzy, 1 with Pride and Glory, 1 with Zakk Sabbath, which whatever, and 2 solos. And then Slash, I have all these notes. Hold on.
Slash played with Guns N' Roses.
Yes, right.
And Zakk played with Ozzy. I mean, 2 of the biggest powerhouses in hard rock. Ozzy and Guns N' Roses. I mean, I
like both of them.
And I think in terms of equality of career,
they're very similar.
They're very similar.
Yes,
yeah.
they are. And then I also looked at the things they who they worked with. For example, Slash worked with Michael Jackson, Carole King, Alice Cooper, Lenny Kravitz, Old Dirty Bastard, ICP. And then we all know who Zakk worked with. Do I need to even go through the list? Actually, he worked with Britney Fox. He was on Mary Axmas, Fozzy, lead guitar on My Darkest Days for Porn Star Dancing, which is one of my favorite drunken stripper songs when I'm out.
Star Dancing. Oh, God.
Right? And they were both on Guitar Hero as themselves. And you can win those characters. I've played both games. So I have all of that to go by, and I'm leaning more towards one than the other, but I don't know. I have to hear what everyone else thinks.
So here's an interesting piece of trivia that not a lot of people know.
Okay.
When Izzy Stradlin left Guns N' Roses, Zakk was considered as the replacement.
Really?
Yes, they brought him out, they jammed with him, and Ozzy called. Said, we want to do another tour and then another album, and he's like, well, he says, and so and to get that at that point, Guns N' Roses didn't quite have their shit together in terms of what they were going to do. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, well, I got to go play with Ozzy. No, Ozzy, I can't. I'm going to wait. And so that's a bit of an interesting tip. And there's a great interview with Zakk Wylde where he talks about that. He has a lot of respect for Slash. They've jammed. They know each other. Everybody in this business, I think, knows each other. Bit of trivia. Slash's real name is Saul Hudson.
Yes. True.
And he was born in England.
Yes. Did you also know how he got the name Slash?
Tell me about how he got the name Slash.
Because I have that information. I just got to find it here. Ooh, hold on. Given the name Slash by Seymour Castle, the actor, because he was always in a hurry zipping from one thing to another.
Yes, isn't David Geffen like an uncle of his, or
I think something like that?
Yeah, he is some relation to David Geffen. So it wasn't. I mean, Yes, they had to get a band together, and they had to be good and everything. But he did have a little in.
He did have a lot of ins. Slash had a lot of ins.
Because of like where he grew up and who his parents were and the people that they knew and stuff like that. Hey Keith, what did you think of Velvet Revolver?
They were cool. I think they took, both respected bands they were, formed from, and they, made a go of it, and they had a nice little run there, and they sounded like both bands. I mean, it was a little bit grungy, and they had some Guns N' Roses personality in there, obviously, and it's just Scott Weiland's vocal style is always going to, obviously bring you back to the 90s STP grunge, sound. So, yeah, I mean, I remember seeing them live once, and I thought they were good. The only thing I couldn't remember was Anything the Next Day, or and the only thing I remember is my ears were bleeding because that band was so damn loud. But I have no idea why they were as loud as they were, but they were.
We were at the same show. We didn't know each other at the time.
In that little Icy Light Amphitheater or whatever.
Yeah, they were at the tent. Yeah.
That shit was loud, man. That was like, and I'm used to hearing loud music through my ears, but that show stood out to me as one of the loudest shows I've ever heard in my life. It was unnecessarily loud.
I would have liked to have seen that. That would have been cool.
I was blown away. I was fucking floored. They finished their set, and I wanted them to keep playing. Like, that's rare. Usually, I'm like, even if I really love the band, I'm like, okay,
time to go.
After an hour or so, I'm like, yeah, I got it. But those guys, they just put me, and I thought that Scott Weiland was one of the absolute most amazing front men I've ever seen. Like, I mean, he just crushed it.
He's incredible, and I think it brings us back to, again, it's just like, unfortunately, you have to look at, who is the most sober at the time. If Scott Weiland's hammered on smack or whatever the hell he's doing, then he's going to be a mess. I've seen videos of him. He's a mess. You don't understand one word he's saying with his like solo band after STP. You don't understand anything. He's falling all over himself on stage. Maybe that night, I don't know how hammered he was, but he got through the show and it sounded pretty good. And I've seen STP, I've seen Velvet Revolver, and I just happened to luck out to where he was on his game both nights. That's a good thing. But like I said, going back to comparing the guitar players, I mean, sometimes you have to realize that maybe this person's not playing to their best of their ability because they're struggling with some demons. I don't know. So.
Well, Slash definitely had demons. In fact, he was at one point he had been so poisoned and everything by alcohol and drugs that he was only given a few weeks to live. A lot of people don't realize that, but he
like 3 times last year.
I didn't know that.
Like 3 times. But he pulled through. I mean, he's still out there doing his thing. I really have pretty much loved everything that he's done outside of Guns N' Roses too. I really like it. I know you're not a big Miles Kennedy fan, Lily, but
that's okay.
I like his work with Miles Kennedy a lot. And I liked all the solo records where he worked with different singers.
That's cool.
And I think everything he's done has been just really quality. With the world.
Do you know he does artwork too?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he did the artwork for Aerosmith's that newest one they did, Music from Another Dimension. He did the artwork for their stuff. Yeah, thought that was pretty cool. So he takes after his dad a little in the album art.
Isn't there some story about him and Joe Perry and a very precious guitar?
Yes, the guitar that's in November Rain. Is that the guitar we're speaking of?
Yeah. Do you know the story?
I don't know the whole story. I just know that was Joe Perry's guitar.
Yeah, and Slash got it, and no. Joe Perry... One of them gave it back to the other. I believe Slash gave it back to Joe Perry.
Slash gave it back to Joe Perry.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be corrected on here because Jason Pinckney knows all of those things.
I used to know. I'm drawing a little bit of a blank on it.
But that's the guitar. That is Joe Perry's guitar when he's in the video November Rain. He's coming out of the church. He's doing that whole crazy solo that I love. And that is definitely Joe Perry's guitar, and I love it.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that pretty much everything Slash has done has just been really, really good. And he worked with Michael. He plays on what's the Michael Jackson song he plays on?
Dirty Diana. Is it Dirty Diana?
He did a couple of them.
No, that's Steve Stevens.
Or is he on with or is he with Janet Jackson?
No, he's on the one
Black or white?
Black or White.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, he's on Black or White. That's the track. I couldn't. The name of it escaped me. But yeah, but no, that's a Dirty Diana. That's a good. That's Steve Stevens. Yeah, from who played Billy Idol.
That's a good riffing song there.
Yeah, I mean Steve Stevens is a great guitar player. Still tours with Billy Idol. He's still in the band.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I just saw an interview with him on YouTube. Pete Thorne was interviewing him, and he's still doing his thing. He's still got the long black hair.
Oh yeah.
He's got the whole thing going on, man.
DD Bullets just said Slash gave it back on his birthday, the guitar.
That's what I thought. I thought that Slash had given it back to Joe Perry. Yeah. So
the cool thing about Slash is too that you could have no musical taste whatsoever, or you don't even know anything about Guns N' Roses, but you see Slash and you just associate him with rock and roll because he has that look, man. He has a certain look that people just identify with, oh, you mean the guy with the top hat? They might not know his freaking name, but
right.
You know the guy with the hair and the top hat and all that shit. Yeah, that's can get you. Even if he sucked as a guitar player, he would still get noticed because, hey, that's the guy with the crazy hair and the top hat.
Very recognizable. He has a very specific look. I do prefer his look, for sure.
That goes a long way for some people. Even like I said, they don't even know his name. They might not even be able to tell you a Guns N' Roses song or whatever, but they know Slash from his look. So that's one thing that can kind of put him up on the a peg up on Zakk, because Zakk just looks like a dirty redneck.
He looks like a Viking. He does.
No, Zakk Wylde looks like a Viking.
That's who I. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna play another song, and we're gonna come back and talk a little. We're gonna explore the world of Zakk Wylde when we come back. So it's a lot of fun, guys. We're gonna also talk about what your picks were. We've had people like Paul Pinto, Matt Vogel, Jared Grease, Jack Lawler, Keith Hawkins, Brian Urso chime in this week on Facebook. So we are Jason Mazilis, a bunch of folks. So we're going to be talking about what you guys thought as well. But this is a track written about the work of Stanley Kubrick. It's called The Killing by Lombardi Strangelove on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circuit.
Yeah. me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean, not you.
It's not your fault.
Okay, that was a dumb movie soundbite to play after that song. From Good Will Hunting. I don't know why. That just kind of was next in the queue.
It was a little too weird. It was a little too real.
Hawkster, what's going on out there, buddy? What's going on? What's the weather like down there in Nolans?
I don't want to know.
You want to know how warm it is right now?
Yeah, tell us.
It's literally 40 degrees here. It's fucking cold.
Well, it's still warmer than us.
Yeah, we're about 30.
Yeah, it's cold here, man. We're here.
We're supposed to get some weather event tonight.
We're getting an ice storm at 3 a.m.
Everybody was a Giant Eagle today buying milk and bread.
Yeah, because, it's the end of the world's coming because there's an ice storm coming. You might not get to, Ian's might not get to work tomorrow and that.
Oh, no, I'm going.
You could walk.
I could walk to work.
So.
I have mac and cheese at the house. I won't die.
It's all about that mac and cheese.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, just a quick story. 2 weeks ago when I was playing my little afternoon gig on Decatur Street, some people from Pittsburgh wandered into the bar I was playing, and they asked if we knew any Donnie Iris, and I almost pissed myself because
I would have.
No, really?
And then some guy walked in, and they were like, "Here comes Donnie now," and I did it in my totally Pittsburgh accent. I was like, "And ain't no Donnie Iris right there." And they busted out, and I was like, nobody knew what the hell I was. The band looked at me like I had three fucking heads, but it's all good.
That's fun.
But Steelers are playing here 2 days before Christmas. That's going to be awesome.
Nice.
Are you going?
Probably not.
I went to Thursday's game and froze my butt off.
Yeah, I watch your little videos.
My little videos. Where I got into a fight with a Carolina fan.
Who was that guy you were with, though? Man, he was hammered, wasn't he?
Pittsburgh Steelman. No, he wasn't hammered at all.
Oh, shit. He looked like I don't even want to see that guy hammered then.
A Carolina fan grabbed a terrible towel and threw it on the ground.
And sacrilege.
I ran over to him and I grabbed it. I said, "This is why you took a beating tonight. You do not deserve this." And I took it from him and walked away.
You look back to the history of the terrible towel. Anybody that's desecrated the terrible towel, their fucking team loses. It's just the truth. That you just don't mess with that.
Yeah, well, this was after they lost, but I'm like, this is why you took a beating. They knew you were going to do this.
I'm actually going to put a terrible towel in my neighbor's mailbox the day of the game. And then when he comes over and confronts me, I'll be like, dude, I don't even know how that got there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're the only guy from Pittsburgh on the fucking street.
Yeah,
it's gonna know how it got there.
Dude, watch how good I can lie. Here, I'll just do it right now. Let me see my acting chops. Like fucking Academy Award. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I didn't do that.
It just appeared there.
Wasn't me.
Watch out.
Wasn't me. Up.
Think we lost
Oh,
him.
no, we didn't lose him.
Oh, okay.
That's delayed.
I need to charge my phone, though.
You
so
need to charge your phone. Well, you better charge your damn phone. I'm trying to find some way to share this MFer here. Where's my share?
You want me to read some things?
Yeah, read some stuff. Do a little
All
reading
right.
there, girl.
Do a little reading. So we have Chris Thunderwolf on, Jared Grease, Nikki Jensen, George Durbin, Robert Malvagno. I probably said that wrong, dude. I'm sorry. Dee Bullets, Tracy Sampson, Jason Pinkney's on. So we have a little debate here going on, it looks like. Francis McLean says Zakk is better. Zakk was just a kid when Ozzy found him. He wasn't even old enough to sign a contract to work with. Slash is good, but Zakk got natural talent. Dee says Slash for sure. George Durbin says Zakk for the win. Francis again, plus Zakk is from Jackson, New Jersey, where I'm living now. I'm not from here, but cool, he was from here. Jason Pinkney says Slash. Zakk and his EMG pickups sound like shit now.
Guitar nerd stuff there, guys. In case you.
I don't get that, but cool. Francis again. GNR can't touch Ozzy. Ozzy is a legend. Jason Pinkney tone to tone Slash all day. So we got a little debate going on here. George Durbin said Zakk is a great pianist as well.
You said pianist.
J.D. Burton, Mr. Zakk is a musical genius. Slash versus Tremonti. Now that's comparable.
Wow.
That's all we got. Jeffrey Ayers is watching.
Do you got a little history on our boy Slash? You
What
wanna
kind
say-
of history would you like?
I don't know. Just why don't you kind of give a little bio on Slash and talk a little some career highlights and some stuff. You seem to have all that together, girl.
Oh, sometimes I have my shit together. Let me find it.
We talked about that.
Slash, musician and songwriter, best known for lead guitar in the band Guns N' Roses. Also formed Slash's Snake Pit as a side project, and co-founded the supergroup Velvet Revolver with Duff McKagan, Matt Sorum, and current Kings. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Dave Kushner, Scott Weiland of STP, and then Weiland later left to rejoin STP, and released 4 solo albums with guest musicians. He was born in London. Like I said before, his mom made costumes for David Bowie, and father created album covers for Neil Young and Joni Mitchell.
Wait a minute. That's Slash.
Yeah, that's who you said.
We already did Slash. Let's do
You
Zakk.
told me to say Slash.
Let's do Zakk.
Let's do Zakk.
I'm
You did,
sorry.
you did tell her to say Slash.
Did I?
man.
I'm
See?
sorry.
He's yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm trying to share this and do a
All
bunch
right.
of stuff at the same time.
Wylde, Zakk Wylde, musician, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and sometimes actor, best known guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, who replaced Jakey Lee, and founder of Black Label Society. Started playing guitar at age 8, not serious until high school, and he is from New Jersey. He's been in the music scene since 1987. He used to have a monthly column called Brutality in a guitar magazine that did not name the guitar magazine, so I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
He discussed his techniques and equipment, kind of like they do at the Guitar Center clinics. I kind of wish he would come here and do that sort of thing like Nita did, because I would really like to.
Zach, you like Zach to do a clinic?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love that. I think that would be really cool. And of course, he's known for his bullseye graphics on all of his guitars, so it's kind of like his little trademark.
Trademark.
His sort of guitar playing is a little more high level energy, kind of faster, sort of.
A little more shred going
Yes,
on than
thank you.
Slash. Yes.
He also had the Black Sabbath cover band Zakk Sabbath, which I'm sorry, I just think that's a joke. Played lead guitarist. I thought this was cool. He was the lead guitarist for Steel Dragon in Rockstar,
Yep.
the movie, which was started here in Pittsburgh. The Civic Arena's in that movie, so you gotta love that. Oh, and he's going to be on that Generation Axe tour. He's been doing it since 2016. I'm going to go get to see that in December. Super excited. So he's going to be with Steve Vai, Buttoncourt, Malmsteen, and Abassi. Is that how you say that? Abassi? I don't know.
I don't know Abassi.
Because I don't know him that
I know
much.
Kabasi.
Kabassi.
Go for some of that.
But I'm pretty excited to see that. I'm going to go live for that. So if anybody's watching or not going, that'll be.
Are there still tickets for that? Or is it sold out?
There are
Okay.
still tickets for that. It's at the Palace, so it's going to be.
I love
Holy shit, that Axe Fest can't even sell at the fucking Palace? What's going on there?
Well, the tickets are expensive. They're like between 60 and like $150. So I can see why people don't want to pay that.
Okay.
one of my favorite things that Zakk Wylde did is the band Pride and Glory,
Which I don't know much about.
which is the invention of like Southern metal or Southern doom.
Okay.
It's really heavy, but it's got a country vibe, definitely hardcore, like Black Sabbath meets Blackfoot. Like it's really. What were you gonna say, Keith?
It was like Leonard Skinner on a metal trip, man. It was definitely very Southern rock,
I'm gonna have to look
but
this up.
it also falls out. And I think the one thing we forget about, we were talking about before about like how you can just notice Slash anywhere because of his look, even if you don't know what his ability as a guitar player is, whatever.
Or even what band he's in.
Yeah, because Zakk Wylde, from the way that, especially the younger Zakk Wylde, before he just like bulked up into the Viking look that he has now, but he looked a lot like a certain other guitar player that Ozzy had. So I think there was a lot of pressure in the beginning too.
Yeah, he was kind of pretty boy, wasn't he?
Well, Randy Rhoads kind of had that long, flowing hair.
In the beginning, yeah, he had the Randy Rose. There was a lot of comparisons, yeah.
A lot of people were comparing him, and that was a lot of pressure. I know there was Jakey Lee was in between there, but it's a lot of pressure there to, is this the next Randy Rhoads? I mean, it's just that's kind of treading on, sacred metal ground there too. But I think he more than lived up to his share of things, and I think that he, at the end of the day, is, still going to be a very memorable rock guitar player for a lot of people. So, but I think just like the fact that, going back to the comparison of the look with the top hat, he looked a lot in the beginning like he had the same kind of vibe as Randy Rhoads. So it was kind of, is this guy going to be the next Randy Rhoads? That kind of thing. And he's playing with the same freaking act. So, I mean, kind of hard to overlook.
Yeah, he's him and Slash are like two of my absolute favorite guitar players, and I really not so much because of the soloing, although I do like the soloing, but it's more about the projects that they did. I really like both of pretty much all their projects. I mean, I like pretty much everything Slash has done. Velvet Revolver, Guns N' Roses, Miles Kennedy, his solo stuff. I think it's all very, very cool. And it's kind of the same thing with Zakk Wylde. I love his work with Ozzy. I like Black Label Society. I love Pride and Glory. I even like Zach Sabbath. I think that like it's very cool. It's a kind of like more aggressive, if that's even possible, more high energy version. It's a Black Sabbath tribute band is what it is. I mean, it's just something for him to do, and they go out and make money. I mean, he's in business. I mean, it's, you know, that's what they do. And the other thing is, the thing I like about Zakk is he does a lot of great ballads. And the thing that Zakk has that Slash doesn't have is he's a singer.
Yes.
Slash doesn't sing. Zakk is, you know, I think Zakk has a very cool voice. Whether you think it's some kind of great voice, I mean, he's not freaking, he's not Bruce Dickinson. He's not, you know, Rob Halford. But
His voice, him though, he sounds like he's drunk and stoned, which he probably is. So that's what his singing voice sounds like. He's kind of laid. It's kind of very laid and chilled, kind of like he's a little bit behind the beat because either maybe he forgot something, maybe he's stoned, but his voice sounds like he's hammered, and that's pretty much what it is. That's not a bad thing. Though.
I think too that that Pride and Glory laid the ground for bands like Blackstone Cherry and Texas Hippie Coalition for sure. I mean, that's the begin. That really is. If there was a definitive moment in Southern rock, Southern metal, Southern doom, whatever you want to call it, because the fact that it's Southern is kind of like it's like kind of an oxymoron to say Southern metal, according to a lot of metalheads. But there's really, you know, I mean, this is a Southern band that's really like influenced by Pantera, as opposed to a Southern band that's influenced by, you know, Hank Williams. So I think that is really kind of innovative of what he did. Now the issue with Slash is he's done some bad things in the past few years. There's some really like embarrassing videos of him playing badly online, and there's some people that are, you know, said that they've seen him live and he totally was terrible and he couldn't play. What I've heard him do a lot of that I've never heard Slash do is I've heard him overplay a lot. Just like there's a video of him playing with at that club, at Les Paul's nightclub with Les Paul, and when it's time for him to take a solo, he doesn't really play anything good. He just plays really fast. It's like, you know, it's just like fast and kind of like he has kind of an ugly sound. So there's a lot of incidents like that out there that I think a lot of people, that really put a lot of people off to him. You know, and which is unfortunate because solos on songs like Mama, I'm Coming Home and No More Tears are like really memorable guitar solos. If you play those songs in a band, you've got to play those solos. They're like Angus Young solos. They're part of the song. So over time, and I don't know if it's just his age, he's kind of like, I know Keith talked about him being stoned a lot. He was really into drinking and drugs for a very, very long time, but he has health problems as well and is on like a lot of diabetic medication and stuff. And he's talked a lot about how he has to have Viagra. He talks about his love for... He talks
about his ween.
He talks about his love for Viagra in many interviews I've seen him talk. So I don't think that he's wasted now, but I just kind of wonder if maybe just at his age, maybe he's kind of like, fuck it. I don't have anything to prove. I can do whatever I want.
I mean, why not? When you're either of them, really, what are you proving at this point at your age in your career?
I know.
Like, who cares now?
I know.
Who's older, Slash?
They're, I think, So they're about the same age.
Hold on, I will tell you.
Okay.
Slash
They're
was born in
close
1965.
Huh?
Slash was born in 1965. He is 2 years older than me, and Zakk is my age. So they're like 2 years apart from each other.
Yeah.
Zakk is 51. Slash is 53.
All right.
So, but Jeffrey Philip. How do you say his last name? Wylde.
That's how I would say it.
Yeah, his real name is Jeffrey Philip Wylde.
I see why they changed it.
Zakk Wylde.
I want someone to write a Wikipedia about me so my real name can be.
You can do
I
your
know.
own.
I'm not.
You should do it.
I'm not doing that.
You should definitely do it.
No, nobody will read it. Fuck you up.
I didn't say it in the microphone.
What the hell was going on there?
So you didn't even hear it. He didn't even know what was going on.
Nothing. Nothing was going on.
Nothing. Pay no attention. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Pay no attention to Scotty Ian.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to kind of pick somebody. What do you think? I mean, I'm not. Let's just forget the soloing and stuff, Keith. And all that. I mean, because I'm not even thinking about that.
Fucking as soon as the show started.
Well, I mean, I'm not even really thinking about that. I don't think Lily's even thinking about that either. I'm just thinking about the music that these two guys have made. So, do you prefer the projects and stuff that Zakk was involved in, or the projects, etc., that Slash was involved in? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably if you did it, who's better technically? I mean, I hate to say that.
No. Don't forget that. Just talk about the music. I'm not even thinking, because technically they're kind of on par with each other. Zakk is a little more of a shredder, but I mean they both can play their asses off. I mean
that's what I was
like
trying to say. My point is that if I pick, if pressed, I would say Zakk technically is probably to my ear like a better guitar player. Technically, he can play faster, shred his ass off. I think Slash plays with more feel, and there's a lot more like just creativity going on there than just blowing on a fucking pentatonic scale for an hour and a half. I mean, that's basically there's more form there in his playing, and I think at the end of the day, I would probably take Slash's playing over Zakk's because, like I said, I don't want to hear technical playing. I want to hear like just melody and just cool songs, great soloing. Doesn't have to be a shred fest.
But Zakk has been involved in a lot of stuff with great songs. I mean, Black Label Society has killer songs. The stuff
you told me to choose one, Lou, so I'm choosing one. What the fuck? Okay, so that now it's what the what?
Here it comes.
Hey,
Lil,
Keith,
Lil,
Keith,
get my pistol.
Keith,
Lil,
right
get
here,
my
buddy.
pistol.
Right here.
Lil,
Wow.
get my pistol. So if I had to choose one, which I thought was the whole premise of the show, I would go with Slash. More of a I know they both are great guitar players. What can I tell you? It's hard.
What would you choose, Lily?
When's the last time someone said that to you, Lou? It's hard.
They don't say that very often. I need to get some of Zakk's Viagra.
For me, while they're both awesome, I'm going to go with Slash because to me he's more memorable, and I like his playing better, and his look to me is better. So I'm going with Slash.
I was actually gonna go with Slash, but I have to go with Zakk.
Because you have to be different.
Because what I didn't realize until about halfway through this podcast was Zakk sings, and I like the songs that he sings. I like his voice as well as his guitar playing. Here's the way I would do it. I'm going to pick Zakk. Zakk is my pick. However, I agree with everything you guys said. I absolutely agree with it. Like, I think that Slash is a more soulful guitar player, but in terms of the overall career, I just have to I got like an inch higher for Zakk because of the singing and that sort of thing.
Just an inch.
Just a little wee bit.
Just a tip.
I mean, tomorrow, if you ask me,
his mind will be changed.
it might be. I might say Slash. But I do love all of Zakk's. I love all of Zakk's projects. I love his voice. his soloing.
In your mind.
Yeah.
Get it?
So anyway, so we have 2 for Slash, 1 for Zakk. So I am outvoted. So it is the official verdict for the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus is Slash.
Yes.
Slash has it. Congratulations,
Please.
Slash. We're gonna send Slash a T-shirt that says "Now go home and get your fucking shine box."
No, we should send him balls deep.
So, anyways, guys, that is our thing. Lily's got a few more things to share. Don't you, Lily? We're
I
gonna play. We're
do.
gonna play another band,
Okay.
and we're gonna come back, and Lily is going to share. But it is we're about almost 55 minutes into it. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. Those of you who are listening on Rock Rage Radio on the app, we only get an hour. So we're gonna rock out here with Flying Joes. They sent me their new song. I was a huge fan of their last record. They finally got a new record coming out. We're gonna play the track Invincible. But go to LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com and check everything out we got there. If you'd like to, kind of get in a little deeper, you'd like to get to know us a little better. You like to hang out with some other cool people that love great guitar-driven rock. Check out our private group at LouLombardiMusic.com/Inner Circle. Rock Rage Radio, we love you. Thank you so much, John and Gigi, for having us as part of the family. We really appreciate it. So we're going to continue on here on Facebook for a while. Those of you guys that listen to Rock Rage Radio, that's going to be it for us today. Don't forget to check out Lily's show. When's your show again, Lily?
Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can go to the website, rockrageradio.com, or just download the app for free on your phone.
And Keith, your band is Black Laurel on Reverb Nation.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's rock out with some Flying Joes. We opened up the show with Despyre. We played my band, Lou Lombardi's Strangelove, and we're gonna kick it out here with Flying Joe's Invincible. guys. That is Flying Joe's. And let me go ahead and give you their website.
I like that song.
I thought it was very cool. It's a brand new track. We've been big fans of Flying Joe's here for a while. You go to flyingjoes.com. Very simple. Open up the show with Despyre. You can go to Despyre.com. Lou Lombardi Strangelove. LouLombardiMusic.com/Inner Circle. And we're going to rock out at the end here with Aboleth. And that's Aboleth Band. That'll be our fade out music. But so, what do we got?
Well, first, Dee Dee Bullets said Lily's boobs. That is all.
Oh, that is all? It's just...
That's not all, but, you know. So I decided that I'm going to start doing little snippets of in-music news. A couple little things.
Okay.
I just kind of didn't even ask your permission. I just sort of did it.
Do it. Go
Okay.
for it. Get her done.
Okay, so speaking of Slash, Guns N' Roses, so far on their current tour, they've already performed for over 5 million fans. Tour's not over yet. A little over 140 stops so far. Earlier this summer, they broke Metallica's record for concert attendance in Sweden and became the most viewed band on YouTube to come out of the 80s or 90s.
Wow.
Right.
Awesome.
Also, Joe Perry has announced a new single and tour with Gary Sharon.
Ah, that would be interesting.
No one learns our lesson with Gary, man.
I disagree. That wasn't Gary Sharon's fault at all.
But
That was Eddie Van Halen's fucking fault.
some shit just don't mix, man.
No, that was Eddie Van Halen's fault.
Well, there's more. The new song is called Quake. The music video is directed by Roman Perry, who is Joe's son. For the tour, Perry will include Sharon and Brad Whitford of Aerosmith. Tour starts on November 30th, of course, pending Perry's health, because as you heard over the weekend, he was hospitalized.
Well, didn't he collapse on
Yes.
on the Hollywood Vampires?
With Billy Joel playing Walk This Way. He remains at the hospital and is alert and responsive. He himself says that he is okay and has no plans in changing the tour. The tour will include Perry's solo stuff as well as rarely performed Aerosmith cuts from Toys in the Attic, Get Your Wings, and Rocks.
He's got a problem. There's something wrong with that man.
This is twice now in the last couple years, isn't it?
There's something wrong.
Is
Something
that
wrong with
Perry?
him. Yeah. He doesn't want to say. His people don't want to say, but there's something wrong with him.
There's something going on there,
Yeah.
but he's not stopping the tour. He's still going on November 30th. There's 10 tour dates, I think.
I mean, I love him. I mean, he's like one of the coolest guitar players in rock for sure. But
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, as Rick James would say.
what did you say?
Rick James said cocaine's a hell of a drug. I don't know. If you all the time, whatever you're doing is not working. Quit fucking collapsing. I don't know.
Well, they found him in the dressing room, apparently. Like that. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
He says he's fine.
Wait. Go ahead. We're waiting for the toxicology report.
Right.
That's
and he's doing that residence in Vegas. Like, he's going to kill himself, basically. He starts that in April.
Too fucking old to play that many dates. Take it easy, man.
well. I think that as you get older, sometimes you go like you want to do as much as you can because you don't know
When the last time
how
is.
many good years you have left. So you want to play as much, and they love playing. I mean, you know, they asked. I heard a quote from Steve. What's his name? Steven Tyler. Once somebody asked him, they said, "When are you going to stop playing?" He says, "When are you going to stop jerking off?"
And there it is. And boom goes the dynamite.
When it no longer feels good. So like,
Well, Steven's out of his mind anyway, but
yeah. What do you guys think about that country thing he has?
no.
Yeah, that shit's awful.
Have you heard it?
I've heard that he did like a. You talking about the same one he did like a cover of Janis Joplin's "Piece of My Heart"? You talking about that one?
Well, he was on Kimmel or something, and they did an Aerosmith song with like a bluegrass band or something.
I'm over
Yeah,
it.
he's no Chris Stapleton. We'll say that much.
I'm over it. He needs to stop. Although I am, if Joe Perry's still alive, I'm planning on trying to go out to Vegas to see their residency. Tickets are like $160 to start, but I'm about it, so I don't care.
Wow.
There was a rumor here this week that the Rolling Stones were going to be announced to play Jazz Fest. Believe that? So we'll see. I heard that from somebody. I think they were drunk, but I heard it from somebody.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see.
Nice.
I mean, I could see them playing like Bonnaroo, maybe.
Well, Jazz Fest is just it's a loose term for just whoever.
Right, I get it.
I think I'm about due for a trip to New Orleans, though. Quite honestly, it's getting cold here. I'm done.
That's only 40 degrees here, so wait till
Still warmer.
It's going to be in the 70s next week, though. So that's
there's some birthdays we want to say this week. Alec John Such from Bon Jovi, happy birthday. Stephen Bishop, happy birthday. Yanni,
Oh.
happy birthday, Yanni. Hey, you'll like this, Keith. On this day in 1969, Led Zeppelin begin recording their third album at Olympia Studios, kicking off with a run-through of Since I've Been Loving You. This day in 1969.
awesome.
Good stuff, man.
What a good year.
It was a good
I know
year.
nothing about it.
You know nothing. So have you seen any good movies lately, Keith?
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was good?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I want to check it out, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he's
say-
the only one that hasn't seen
I
it
have
now.
not seen it.
I'm going to say it again, because it's just.
All right. Well, I guess I better get my shit together.
You are like behind. Usually I'm the one that doesn't see the movies.
I know.
I've been seeing all the movies.
Well, these things.
Star Wars?
Not yet. I want to so bad. I have to go.
You
through
think
that.
that's good?
I don't know. Do you see it, Lou?
No.
I'm kind of on the fence.
I heard it was awesome, but
I might wait for video to see that. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go to the movies and see that. Movies are freaking expensive, man. I mean, it's like-
not in Rochester. They're not. Super cheap. But we don't live there. But when I'm there, that's where I'm seeing them.
I don't live in Rochester.
That's where I'm seeing them.
Don't know anybody in Rochester.
And where, in Beaver County? Yeah, everything's cheap in Beaver County.
You fed beaver. So, Keith, is there anything you would like to talk about before we we're sort of winding down? But anything on your mind? Any music you want to talk about? Anything you got on your mind?
No, I mean, if you're gonna go back to the little news things Lily was doing, I read a little article about when Chris Slade, the guy that drums for AC/DC currently, or
Yeah.
he's not a band. He said the band sounded the best since he's been in the band with Axl Rose. That I'm thinking to myself, Chris, lay off the smack, bro.
I haven't heard it, but I have heard. I know people like online have said they've gone to the shows, and they said Axl does a good job. They say he does.
I'm sure.
I know. I hear all
He's
that.
no Bon Scott, I'll tell you that.
No, but I mean, he shows up and does things and doesn't walk off stage pissed off like he did when he was a young man.
He
And
throws microphones. At
yeah, he doesn't do any of that stuff, And I heard that there's a rumor that they might do a record with him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That would be interesting.
I might have to be forced to listen to that though.
I don't know if it would be good. I'm just saying it would be interesting.
You're too easy, Lou.
I just want to try stuff out. I'm up for anything because there are guys playing rock,
I know.
and there isn't a lot of that right now.
I know.
So I mean, in terms of like the old school guys,
For a minute. You have to excuse me for a minute. I have to let this dog out to take a piss, or he'll piss on the floor.
All right,
Baby.
floor pissing from way
As soon
back.
as I can get a dog, I'm getting a Frenchie. I don't care.
You're getting what kind of dog?
Frenchie.
A Frenchie.
I'd sell you this one, but
Oh, Samantha will kill you.
That's a Boston. That's not a Frenchie.
Oh, whatever.
It's a Boston.
come on, get the fuck over here.
Such language to
But
your
I want a
dog.
French bulldog. I think they're the cutest freaking little things. What is going on?
I have no idea. It's like a party outside of my house.
Sweet. Why are we not out there?
I don't know. And this day in 1982, the #1 song, "Up Where We Belong," with the Jennifer Warrens and Joe Cocker. Do you guys remember that?
I was a year old.
Love lived on. That was from the movie An Officer and a
Certain
Gentleman.
I know. My mom makes me watch that damn shit.
She makes you.
She made me watch it once, and now every time that it's on, she turns that shit on.
Sing it, Keith.
The wind blows. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I watched a I watched two Richard Gere movies in the last month. I watched the one where he's a dirty cop.
Condolences, man.
You watched The Bodyguard? No, I'm just kidding.
I think was it Internal Affairs? Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Nah.
Get the shit out of me.
And then I watched the one with Edward Norton, where you know what I'm talking about, where he's the altar boy, and
No, I don't know that movie.
and Richard Gere is the lawyer that's representing him. I can't. That's a good movie too. But so I've seen.
Ever see Brooklyn's Finest?
Is that good?
Yeah.
I started Blue Steel tonight. I saw that many years ago. There's a bunch of these like old '90s thrillers on Amazon Prime right now. So I'm going. Oh, I watched the Two Jakes last night. You ever see the Two Jakes?
You ever see Unfaithful?
Yeah. With what's her name?
Diane Lane.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah. There's some banging sex scenes.
Isn't she married to one of my husbands?
Who's she married to?
She's married to that
She was
Brolin.
married to her husband.
I thought Josh Brolin was married. Oh no, his dad's married to. Who's it? One of them's married. One of them's married to Barbara Streisand.
I mean Josh,
Okay.
the younger one.
No, Josh Brolin was married to Diane Lane, but I don't think they're married anymore.
Oh, okay. So I can collect him in my husband
You
grouping.
can put it into your husbands. Husband number 1, number 2. So future ex-husbands.
Yes, of course.
Future ex-husband club.
Yeah, because I'm never gonna be like married permanently. That's not a thing.
Oh, guys. Okay, I think we're kind of running out of gas here. We got everything we need to do. We're going to jump over to our private group and talk about what we're going to talk about next week. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. If you're interested in that, go to LouLombardiMusic.com/inner circle. Otherwise, please go to LouDiniRockandRollCircus.com. Buy some merchandise. Please share the podcasts around. I forget to always say that. Please hit that share button because this is how we help promote these great bands that we had on tonight. And we'll run them down real quick for you. We had the Flying Joes, Despyre. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Despyre, Lombardi, Strangelove. We're going to wrap up with Aboleth. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Special thanks to Lily V6 and Keith the Honk Hawkins. It was a good show. We had a lot of fun. It's good having the band back together. So we're going to pop on over to our private group and talk about what we're going to do next week. But let's go ahead and take it out with Aboleth. Aboleth. That sounds like Aboleth. Woven Loaf, Aboleth on the Loudini. Hard Rock Metal Circus. Take care, guys.
Dealt with dames like you before. Dealt with dames like you before. Cocktail brought so hard.